Hello, Ma'am Elenita. I am Michael G. Fabian from BSED English 1B, and today I will be answering the questions in Module 5, Linguistics 2. First, I will discuss how the following animals and insects communicate, and I will explain why parrots can talk like humans. Then after that, I will discuss the features of human language which are present or visible with apes' communication. Let's start with ants. So just as humans, the ants use body language to communicate things. They can tell the other ants things by lightly touching or stroking the receiver in different ways. This way, they can combine signals of pheromones with that of touch and body language, providing an advanced form of communication. Another peculiar way of how ants communicate is by sound. A majority of ant species uses it to communicate. Although it is commonly unknown to most people because of its lower resonance, the ants can produce different sounds by scraping their legs on a washboard-like part of their body, thus accomplishing different sounds. Letter B. How bees communicate with each other. Just like the most intelligent animals, bees communicate with each other. They don't use words like we do or click like dolphins, but they do have a highly sophisticated method of communication. Bees need to communicate with each other regarding the location of food, possible new hive site, and their quality, potential danger, and a variety of other things. Honeybee communication is about three primary methods they leverage. The first and easiest to understand is touch. Bees touch their antenna to identify each other and their feet to measure the size of comb cells. Secondly, bees use pheromones. Each hive has its own unique sense, which allows the bees to identify their family members. Lastly, bees use the waggle dance. This is the most unique method of communication known to nature. Using an intricate set of dance steps, bees returning from foraging or hive site exploration describe to bees in the hive, the location, and quality of the sites. The hive votes on the most viable site by the number of bees joining in the dance, and the intensity of the dancing itself. In the case of selecting a new hive site, the bees will only relocate when an anonymous decision has been reached. So that's how bees communicate with each other. Letter C. Elephants. Acoustic communication takes a look at sound and hearing in elephants. Chemical communication explains how elephants use various secretions and their acute sense of smell to communicate. Visual communication looks at how elephants make use of postures and displays and their sense of sight in communication. Tactile communication describes how elephants make use of their sense of touch to communicate. They convey information about their physiological and emotional state, whether they are fearful, playful, joyful, angry, and excited, as well as communicating specific statements about their intention or desires. Letter D. Whales. Whales use different sounds to communicate. There are two primary types of whales that emit different sounds, and these are toothed whales and baleen whales. Toothed whales communicate using high-frequency clicks and whistles. Single click sounds are used mainly for echolocation, while multiple clicks are used to communicate with other whales and even dolphins in the area. Baleen whales use low-frequency sounds, and these can be heard over long distances. Whales also use spy hopping to keep them alert of their surrounding, and tail slapping to show aggression or warn other whales of potential threats. Dolphins. Dolphins are mammals and have many similarities to humans. Like humans, dolphins are social creatures and are typically found in pods. They also appear to communicate with each other, beginning when they are born. Dolphins vocalize using squeaks, whistles, clicks, and other sounds. Researchers often observe dolphins chattering and being answered by another dolphin, indicating they're engaged in some sort of dialogue. In addition to vocalizing, dolphins appear to communicate non-verbally through body language, blowing bubbles, and rubbing fins. Why do parrots can talk like humans? So without a flexible mouth and vocal cords, learning how to speak human language can be challenging for feathered friends. Parrots have a structured cold syrinx that is similar to the larynx at the top of trachea in humans. The syrinx, located in the chest at the bottom of the trachea, can be used to speak human words. As the parrot attempts to use speech, the sound passes through the throat and mouth, and is manipulated by the tongue. Now, these are the features of human language that are present or visible in apes' communication. The most perceptible form of communication that both possesses is body language, which humans and animals like apes resembles in certain situations. Animals cowering in fear share similar characteristics with human frightened like in their surroundings. The greatest similarity between human and animal communication is through the use of sound. Humans conveys emotion through the use of words and tone, in much the same way as animals communicate emotion through sound. All systems of communication contain units of form that have specific meaning, linguistically referred to as signs. Words are the most commonly used sign in human communication. Animals also use signs when communicating, but their signs can take a variety of forms and meanings. This is the general comparison between human language and animal communication. So human language is generative, which means that it can communicate an infinite number of ideas. This is because it is combinatorial. Words can be combined in different orders to create different larger meanings of a sentence. Animal communication does not have this freedom. Animals communicate within closed systems with limited possible ideas to communicate. For example, birds may have different chirps to signify danger or the location of food, but they cannot combine those chirps together to convey a novel meaning. While both animals and humans use system of communication, the use of complex symbols and open vocal system is unique to humans.